Hey y'all, thanks for joining me again. Today is the fun day where we check the crab traps, see if we got anything good. So we are headed out deep into the heart of Poquoson, Virginia, legendary for their crab population. But we're gonna check them crab traps, so stick around, you won't want to miss it. All right, and here I am setting up the camera here at the end of the canoe, making sure it is stable. I would not want to lose that. Sorry for the wobbling back and forth, but I just have to kind of squeeze that PVC pipe into the other PVC pipe. And there we go. I think we're all squared away now. I'm just going to scooch myself very carefully. You always got to be careful, stay low, and move slow. Those are the two rules when you're in a canoe. Stay low, move slow. And I'm just repositioning myself all the way back here where the motor is, and then we can head on out and check these crab traps. Got to untie myself from the dock, because I tell you, the way the wind's blowing, it would have pushed me right up on shore. And I got the motor in the water right where I want it. All I got to do is turn it on as soon as I'm done unraveling myself from this little dock. This is very early in the morning. This is about 7:30, 8 o'clock in the morning. I got it? I think I got it. Yeah, I just want to position myself kind of in the right direction. It's easier to do at the dock there instead of trying to manipulate myself around with the oar. Alright, so I should be able to go ahead and fire myself up there in the canoe. This thing is only a 50. I don't know what it's a Minn Kota 50. If that's 50 horsepower or what, but it's not real fast. And sometimes you got to fight against the current. But I put 2 crab traps out the day before, so I'm just going out today to check these crab traps. I have a couple of buoys that I have marked out there. I think this is actually pretty good position for the camera. I probably have more in the shot than I need, but I'm pretty happy with it. The thing though, with the waterproof housing on the camera, I can't, you wouldn't be able to hear me talk because the waterproof housing muffles the sound. Plus, the very front of the canoe there is sort of splushing on the water. Plus, I'm all the way down at the other end of the boat, so I would have to be shouting at the top of my lungs for you to hear me. And that's why this voiceover is a little bit better for me to explain to you what I'm doing and how I'm going about doing it. And this is a Friday morning, if I'm not mistaken. Friday the 9th, I believe. Hey, it's a great day. The water is a little bit calmer today than it was the day before when I put the crab traps out there. And you have to be careful once you approach those crab traps. You have to be careful with your propeller because you don't want to get caught up in the rope of the crab trap. So I have to very carefully manipulate this tiny little boat around so I can reach out and grab these crab traps. It shouldn't be too far out. It's a beautiful day. Look at the clouds. Man, what just a picturesque day. Hey! That'd be a good cover photo for the YouTube videos. Be sure, if you like these kind of videos, like, comment, and subscribe. If you have any questions about crabbing, I've did a little research and found out there's 2 different, there's many different kinds of bait that you can use, but the most common for amateurs is chicken. And professional crabbers, they use bunker or menhaden or just any kind of bait fish. Crabs seem to go nuts over fish, more so than chicken, but on this particular day, I had used chicken for bait. Just regular old, chicken thighs or whatever whatever food line has reduced to almost nothing. They're absolute cheapest. There's one of my crab buoys right there. So see? I went past it a little bit. Now I'm in reverse, and I'm trying to position the boat right over there by it so I can just reach out and grab the buoy and the rope and pull it up and see if we have anything. There's an abandoned sailboat behind me there. All right, excellent. Able to grab that. And I was really hoping that when I pulled this up, it would just be full of crabs. It'd be like 2 or 3 dozen in there. But, well, let's just see what happens here. And look at that. Oh, man. Are you kidding me? There's like 2 or 3 crabs in there. Yeah. So, needless to say, I was a little disappointed. But I was using, like I said, I was using chicken, and I didn't want to hang on to that rotten chicken, so that's me dumping it out of the crab trap. And it will get eaten, for sure, by crabs and every critter that's in the ocean. You don't want to bring stinky, nasty, rotten old chicken that's been sitting out in salt water overnight. Man, that is some foul-smelling stuff. If you look carefully there, you can see the couple of crabs that are in the crab trap. I do eventually let those go because those are the only ones I caught. And it's kind of a lot of work to steam crabs and prep crabs and clean crabs. And if you only have 2 or 3 crabs, it's really not worth the effort. So I do actually release those crabs later on. But I think we're headed over to the other crab trap now. Look around, see. Such a beautiful day there. I really enjoy my time out on the water. Just being out there is just, the air, the fresh sea air, the noise and craziness and hubbub of everyday life is just not there. It's fantastic. It's like taking a walk in the woods. It really is. Of course, I'm very limited, though, in the canoe. I have to be real careful where I bring that as far as salt water goes. Because, you can't go in crazy water. I wouldn't take this across the Hampton Roads Bridge Tunnel or anything like that, because there are little whirlpools that can form and undertows and heavy currents that could take me straight out to sea. And I would be in trouble because that trolling motor only lasts like a little over an hour maybe on a full charge. I must have had these crab traps placed pretty far apart. I didn't want them too close to each other. And there were actually other crab traps out there too. I'm just going to head on over and check the other crab trap, see what we will see. But next time I go out, I'm definitely going to be using bait fish and not chicken. I'm just not really happy with the results. You ask any commercial or professional crab trapper, anybody who's been doing it for a while, they'll tell you fish is the more desirable bait to use. Okay, there's the other crab trap. All right, I'm going to very carefully try to back up right to it so I can grab that buoy, grab that rope. And having a hat on like I do really prevents me from getting a neck sunburn, so that's why I have that on. Wasn't out there that long, that's why I have the wife beater on, but I still need, I'm trying to precariously get my boat in just the right position so I can reach out and grab that buoy, grab that rope, and pull up that crab trap. I was in a bit of a rush this day. I needed to check these crab traps, get them back on the canoe and get out of there because we actually went out of town later that day, down to the beautiful Outer Banks of North Carolina. And let's see what we have in this one. 2 dozen, 3 dozen, and actually none at all. No crabs in there at all, so I'm disappointed, but hey, what are you going to do? Let me get rid of this rotten chicken, get it out of this crab trap. I'm not trying to bring that home and freeze it again. Man, that stuff's foul smelling. But, you know, that's why it attracts crabs and all the other sea critters, the scavengers of the ocean. So what I'm doing now is I'm rinsing it off. You see I dipped it in the water a couple of times there because it was sitting in the mud. When you go down 15 feet or 20 feet, however far down it was, it's nothing but mud. So I make sure that I shake that crab trap really good, get all that mud off of there, because I got to bring these crab traps back and I don't want to get mud all over me, all over the boat. So that's it. I think I'm revving up the engine to head back now. I have both of my crab traps. I would say it's, as far as crabbing goes, it was an unsuccessful day for me, but I had a good time just going out, being on the water. It's very peaceful out there. Good for meditation. It's just really fun and freeing to be out there. Like I said, the air is so crisp and clean and clear. That's salt water. This is somewhere in Poquoson. Yeah, see, what are you going to do? No crabs. This is somewhere in Poquoson. Messick, I think it's called the Messick Road Pier. You go all the way down to the end of Messick Road in Poquoson, and you'll get to this boat launching area where they have this pier and a few other crab traps out there, and guys are going in and out of there all day long, launching their boats. You can fish right there if you want. There's little slips that you can keep your boat in. You can rent spots. That's that's a nice scene right there. Look at that. That camera's positioned perfectly. I love it. It's getting me and the whole boat and all the water behind me and the sky. It's sort of like a modified homemade selfie stick. I don't know if you can see the pool noodle that I have wrapped around the selfie stick, just in case something happens and it does fall overboard. It's in a waterproof housing, so it'll be fine, and it will float because it has that pool noodle on it. Great day to be out on the water, though. Heading back in, calling it a day. Nice calm day. Nice temperature. It did get hotter later in the day, but it was actually kind of pleasant out there this morning. I didn't put any sunscreen on. I probably should have. I think I'm approaching the docks here now. Yeah. I'm going to try to position my boat just right. Sometimes, whenever I turn that rudder, I don't go the way I should go. I stick it out as far as I can. I guess it's the current, the combination of the current and the wind. It just pushes me where it wants me to go. And sometimes it takes a couple of tries to get myself exactly where I want to be, but there I am. Okay, I'm slipping in sideways here. I want to get rid of these crab traps first, get those off the boat. Just got to be careful when you're in a canoe. You're got to be on top of things as far as balance goes, because you can easily you don't want, there's a lot of stuff you load in a canoe, and you don't want all that stuff getting wet, or anything that doesn't float is going to go right to the bottom of the ocean, and you don't want to lose all your stuff. That's if you're in salt water or fresh water. Just low and slow. I think I'm going to tie myself to the dock here. That way, when I get out of the boat, I won't have to worry about the canoe drifting away, because then I would have to jump in after it. Imagine me swimming after my own canoe. Boy, that would be not very fun. Alright, I think I got myself pretty secure there. I think at this point I am disconnecting the motor. Yeah, I'm disconnecting the motor, the terminals from the battery. And I'm going to place the motor, unscrew the motor from the clamp there, and place that up on the dock. You gotta be real careful. You gotta have a death grip on that motor, because if you unscrew it and it falls and you're not holding on to it, that's it. Bye-bye motor. So I have a very secure grip on it there. As soon as you can, you get your other hand on it, you grab it, you balance it. It's actually kind of heavy. Not as heavy as that battery, though. Man, nothing's as heavy as that battery. Good Lord. The thing weighs at least 45 pounds. It feels like it. You don't want to leave your crab traps out for more than 24 to 36 hours max. Because then you're just going to, crabs eventually, that much time they can escape, or they can end up cannibalizing each other, or, it's just, whenever you do any kind of trapping, I always like to check them every 24 hours. Because you don't want an animal to starve or drown or dehydrate or whatever. Dehydrate if it's a land animal, if you're trapping raccoons or whatever. There, I just got the battery out. That thing was heavy. Okay, now I'm taking the motor out. Gotta be careful with that as well. This is actually the first video that I've ever uploaded where I've actually done a separate voiceover track on it, so I'm interested to see how this comes out. This should be a lot of fun. Just trying to be real careful and not scrape this motor on that dock, because that's cement and you don't want to scratch your motor all up. Alright, I think, maybe try to get that other crab trap out next, or get myself out, I don't know. I had the chest harness on too. I was going to possibly do some video footage from the chest harness, but I ended up not using it. Alright, now you see I'm pulling myself up close to the dock, very carefully and slowly getting out of the boat. There we go. Success. Now I should be able to just reach down and grab that crab trap and get it out of the boat. And the boat's tied off, so it's not going anywhere. 230-pound man, 48 years old, getting out of the canoe, low and slow. And I think what I'm going to do now is actually grab because I'm not going to take that second crab trap out. I'm actually going to just grab the boat and pull it up onto the deck there. I'm very aware and conscious of that camera at the end of the boat, because I don't want it dipping down into the water. When you get that battery and that motor out of there, it's really not that heavy. But then you don't want to drag it across any kind of cement. It should be, once I get this boat positioned just right to where I can get a hold of this camera, I'm going to go ahead and turn it off. And that will be the end of this video. I want to thank everybody for watching. Again, like, comment, and subscribe, and I hope you enjoyed a day of me out on the water checking my crab traps.